Hi, welcome to this How to Stick and Poke tutorial. Today I'm featuring products from Stick and Poke Tattoo Kit. You'll need gloves. You will also need a sterile surface before you start anything. Make sure your hands are washed thoroughly and you're using clean towels, clean surface. The gloves will help protect your hands from the ink. You will also want some ink and transfer gel if you're using a stencil. I'm using the black ink from the Stick and Poke Tattoo Kit. You'll also want a container that is sterile and clean. You'll need a needle, and I'm using a 5-round liner needle today. Then you will also need an alcohol swab and a wipe so that you can wipe that ink off. I'm also curious to try this Hustle Butter from Stick and Poke Tattoo Kit. This will help the ink spread less, which seems really awesome for a lot of novice tattoo pokers. Alright, so once you have your setup ready and clean, you will be ready to start tattooing. You'll want to open up your alcohol wipe and clean your area. And I've sped up this video for you just so that you can see the whole process in a short amount of time. So I put the stencil cream on my skin first, then I put the stencil on there and I put it on top and let it sit for about 1 minute. This will help transfer the ink from the paper onto your skin, giving you a nice clean stencil. Because stencils are really not easy to do. Even professional artists, there's a huge learning curve during their apprenticeships of learning how to put on stencils, especially curved parts of the body like my ankle here. So we just wait 1 minute. You really want to be patient. It's just like those funny little tattoos you put on as a kid, where you put the water on or the goo, the gel, whatever it is to transfer it. You've got to be patient. So let's see how it turned out. Success. All that waiting was definitely worth it. I'm really happy with how this stencil transferred. So now that my skin is prepped, it's been clean, you make sure you're still wearing your gloves, you will want to put some ink into your container. Make sure that your needle is new, so just check it for any type of damage. If it looks like it's been tampered with or opened, go ahead and throw that out. You will begin to poke by dipping your needle in. Some ink will come off, and I like to poke at kind of a 45-degree angle like that. To quote Stick and Poke Tattoo Kit, quote, "Poke skin with amount of pressure enough to puncture only the top few layers of skin, but not enough to get through the whole thing. You will feel some resistance and then a slight tug as you withdraw. There should not be much blood. Start light. Ink will not deposit if it is too light. Too deep will cause scarring and raised tattoos and ink to spread. Feel it out. Stop if you suck." End quote. I think this is really, really great advice. You can always go back over a stick and poke, but you can't take the ink out once you've poked. So as you can see, I'm going really slow. I've sped up the video for your watching pleasure, but I was moving very slow because this is my body and I want it to be pretty. So when I stick and poke, I hear the tiniest little stick poke sound. You literally want to just stick the skin with the needle and pull it out, and you'll hear a teeny tiny almost pop, but it doesn't hurt bad. If it hurts really bad, you're not doing it right. And you'll want to go back for ink every 10 pokes or so, because it really does suck if you poke and there's no ink on the needle. You also may notice that I'm pulling the skin back as I poke. I'm doing that just so that I can see it, but I'm not tugging the skin too hard, because if you do pull the skin pretty dramatically, then you'll end up poking kind of crooked and your image might look funny. So make sure that you feel comfortable poking on the spot you're poking. I felt very comfortable going on my ankle just because I have a lot of experience poking my own body. But if you're a novice, I would start maybe on your leg, or I would probably avoid my arms and hands, just since that is a spot that everyone sees, employers, parents, all of that. So start somewhere small, maybe the ankle. The ankle's a really soft spot. It's a very common place to get a tattoo. So I move the needle around at different angles. I move my body at different angles to get comfortable, because the most important thing is that you feel comfortable doing this. If you feel uncomfortable, just stop and it will be okay. Come back to it at another time when you're feeling more up to it, because it's your body and no one's going to get mad at you if you take a break on your own body. So there we go. I'm just going back and doing a few touch-ups, but overall, I'm really happy with it. To wipe away the ink, I used that alcohol wipe, and then at one point I added some water to the wipe, and I used a very sterile, clean towel. Now that the tattoo's finished, I'll use another alcohol wipe to clean and sterilize it. Then Stick and Poke Tattoo Kit has a really awesome bandage for you to use. So you just cover it up like that and add your own adhesive tape to tape it in place. The blackout aspect of this bandage is really nice because sunlight will fade your tattoo. So I'm happy with this design. I want it to last. Tattoo aftercare is almost just as important as getting the tattoo itself. So you want to keep it covered up for the first few hours, up to 24 hours, and then apply a balm like the tattoo balm that they include, and that will help heal your tattoo over the next 2 weeks. The next really important part is disposing of your waste. Anything that came in contact with your body, you'll want to wrap it up together, because this is now biohazard waste. I'm even going to include my gloves in this, and this is the safe way to remove gloves that have come in contact with blood. If you are not ready to do the research on how to keep your biohazard and sharp things safe, you're not ready to do a stick and poke. You need to put the materials in a rigid, leak-proof container like a detergent bottle, tape it shut and write biohazard waste on the outside, and contact your waste management to find out how to dispose of it properly. Don't be rude to your waste management workers. You make their jobs safe or dangerous. Do the right thing.